And the only thing that's going to be a big help is if you guys, when you pop on, there's a mute button. And sometimes when we get new people onto a call, it can get very staticky. So I just want to make sure that we can mute our lines as we go. So hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to have you all here. My name is Katie Ersta. I am the founder of the Knockout Brigade. If you are here and you are saying, you aren't my upline, why are you on this call? Melanie Mitro, Megan Blinkett, and I, we all run what's called the New Coach Basics program with each other. So if you're not going to see me, you're going to see her, and we are all working in it together to help you guys thrive and succeed in this business. So I have been coaching now for 7 years. It is my full-time business. I started as a classroom teacher. I was a 7th grade reading teacher. When I found Beachbody, I had no idea what this business could do for me, but I found it like pretty appealing to be able to get the groceries paid for. So when I signed up, that really was my big goal, was getting the groceries paid for. And I have to tell you, I'm an incredibly coachable person. When people tell me what to do, I am definitely somebody who's like, all right, give me like the outline and what I have to do, and I am going to do it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. So over the past 7 years as a coach, our team has been a 4-time elite team, which is basically the top 0.1% in the company. We've also had a number of coaches who've been premier, who've been elite, who've been incredibly successful in the business. And so I want you to know, I say this because I'm incredibly proud of what our team has created, as well as Melanie's and Megan's too. So excited to be here to show you guys what this business can do for you. And if I could encourage you as you begin this journey, is to really start thinking about what it is that you want Beachbody to do for you, where you see yourself in 1 month, in 3 months, in 5 months, in 10 months, in 1 year. If you could really just say the sky is the limit, what would you want to be able to achieve with this business? And so I share that because I want you to know that the only difference between you and me is time, of course, as somebody who's been in it for 7 years, and quite potentially, hi Misty, and quite potentially consistency too. So that's the other piece of it. So if you are coachable, if you are consistent, and if you are ready to get started, we are going to lean right into this. And so I have a ton of stuff that I am going to be covering with you today. I will keep an eye on the chat bar, but for the most part, I am going to keep going, and then I will answer any questions that you guys have at the end. I'm going to be going over some slides. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the Coach Online Office that you now at this point have access to. And I am definitely going to be giving you tips and strategies for getting started. And I am going to see if I can manage the participants somehow in here more. Manage participants. I don't think I can, but if you guys could just keep an eye on those mute buttons, that would be super, super helpful. All right, so do not mind and judge my desktop. I am making it a goal today to get started. If you could raise your hand and let me know that you can see this screen, that would be great. Can you see it? Okay, perfect. All right, so we are getting started today. This is a trip that we went to earlier this year. We went on a cruise. And it was so much fun. We had the opportunity to hang out on the island with a few of the other leaders. You can see Melanie in the picture, you can see Megan in the picture, and potentially other coaches in the organization as well. But welcome. Congratulations, because you are now the founder and CEO of what could potentially be a 7-figure business that could change your life. And so I am excited for you, and you might be crapping your pants right now going like, I don't know what I'm doing. Am I screwing this up royally? How do you actually coach? How do I get from point A to point B without royally screwing up all the things? And then there's this group and that group. And then I have to talk about Instagram and stories, and I am just overwhelmed. So the very first thing I'm going to say to you is we're going to switch that mindset of the word overwhelmed. And anytime you find yourself saying, I am overwhelmed. I want you to switch it to the word, I am grateful. I am grateful to be a part of a top organization that is giving me tons and tons of information to be successful. I am grateful for the opportunity to learn from people who truly want to see me succeed. I am grateful because I know that if I root myself in the basics, I'm going to succeed in this business. And I am grateful because I have mentors who are showing me and guiding me on this way. So we're going to do that today. We're going to break down all of these big things that we have going on. So congratulations. You're now a business building coach, and we got to talk about what business building coaches do. Here's the crazy thing. Like I said, I'm 7 years into the business, and the vital behaviors, the things that I do for my business every day, hasn't changed at all. In 7 years, I am still very, very rooted in the things that I did then that I am doing now. The way I do it might be a little bit different, but for the most part, these vital behaviors are going to be the same. So the very first thing I want to walk you through is what those things are. You're going to see me talk about it. You're going to see your upline talk about it. You're going to see us refer to it in any training that we are going to do. You're also going to hear about it in what's called your Coach Online Office as well. And that is what's called the vital behaviors. And we have 4 of them. And these are just the things that you do day in and day out. They're not really fancy, and sometimes they can be a little bit mundane, but they're also the business building activities that are really going to take you from where you are now to where you want to go. So number 1, the most important thing that we do as coaches is we are using the products that we're going to be endorsing. So I know when I started as a coach, that was Insanity, and I had never before tasted Shakeology. When I signed up as a coach, I didn't even know what it was. I had no idea. Like, I thought it was just a really expensive powder. And so when Melanie signed me up as one of her first coaches, I was like, I can do the coach thing, but I'm not going to do the powder. I'm not going to drink that stuff. And she basically said to me, yes, you are. You are going to do this because if you really want people to drink it as well and reap the benefits of it, you're going to have to show them why it's so good. And so my very first month as a coach was also my testimonial for using that product. I had gotten results with Insanity and I had used Insanity, but really as I was starting my coaching business, I was also starting to see the benefit of good nutrition. I was also seeing the real benefit of Shakeology at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I really wanted to have a snack. I started to see the benefit of my hair, my skin, my nails. I started to feel the benefit of it. Had I not experienced that for myself, how in the world would I ever sell that to other people? And I also walked people through that process of the very first month of drinking Shakeology, how it didn't necessarily agree with my stomach because my digestion was actually starting to change. I started telling people how it took a little bit of time for me to adjust to the flavor because I was drinking protein shakes from Target and from Walmart. I wasn't really understanding what a good full nutritional shake was. And I share that because I want you to know that it's more than just showing your workout. It's what this product is doing for you from the inside out. How even a healthy mindset has shifted from when you started incorporating the workouts into your day, how Shakeology helps you with that 3 o'clock craving, whatever it might be. Being a product of the product is essential for you to be successful. Number 2 is inviting. Listen, at the end of the day, we have a sales position and we all sell. When people tell me that they're worried because they don't want to come off as salesy, I have serious news for us. We all sell. We all sell, but we don't always make a commission off of the things that we sell. If you read a book and you love that book and you share that book, guess what? You just sold it. If you have this new tube of mascara that you're like, dude, my eyelashes look amazeballs, and you're like telling everyone about it, guess what? You're selling. Or if you have that new pair of jeans that are perfect for fall and look so great on your newly formed booty, guess what? You are selling that product. The only difference is we sometimes lack that confidence to create commissions off of the things that we sell. So first, we want to put in our heads, yeah, I sell what I love, I sell what's working for me, I sell what I enjoy, and I have that gift of being able to potentially impact somebody else's life. Guys, make sure you guys click those mute buttons too when you pop on. So we're going to be connecting, we're going to be inviting, we're going to be following up with people, and we are really going to be showing up on our social media to start sharing that. At full disclosure, the first few times that you get into the habit and the routine of posting on social media, it might feel a little bit awkward, and that's okay. As you become more embedded in this program and how we run our businesses, it does get easier. So we are going to be doing that, and we track those things through our business activity tracker. You can access that on your Coach Online Office, or like me, you might actually be interested in something called the Rise Up Planner, which is where I basically keep everything that I need for my business. And I'll talk about this in my team page. My team knows I use it. This is how I really track all of the information, who I've connected with, who I've invited, and who I've followed up with. And just because I know we're not overwhelmed and we're grateful for all the information we have, I want you to know that on next week's call, the foundation and the basis of that call is going to be on the how-tos of connecting, on following up, on inviting, all right? So number 3, this is a big one. As coaches, we are going to be part of helping other people achieve their health and fitness goals. So we are going to be focused on helping people get results. So that means we aren't just selling them a product and then saying, bye-bye, good luck, let me know how it goes, enjoy that shake. We are actually going to be starting the work when somebody purchases from us. And so our job as coaches is to help them through the process of learning those programs and those products, whether it's Morning Meltdown 100, 2B Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix. We are guiding them on this journey. We create those results not just for ourselves and our customers, but we are also going to be starting to create those results for people that we onboard as coaches as well. And number 4, we do personal development. Listen, friends, I taught reading middle school, and so I was used to reading things like The Hunger Games and all of like the Twilight series. And so for me to go from teaching middle school and middle school literature to personal development felt kind of funny, because I always thought that personal development was kind of mumbo jumbo, to be totally transparent with you. And it wasn't until I actually started doing that my business started, I started to really connect the dots with the business, and I started to see the bigger potential. And I know for me personally, when my business doesn't feel quite on, it usually goes back to this idea of personal development. All right, so let's talk about what our focus is gonna be this month. So our focus for our first month as coaches is our baseline goals. And our baseline goals is, number 1, we are going to sign 3 people up just the way that we signed up. So we are going to onboard them with what's called a challenge pack. You are going to hear people refer to challenge packs or completion packs all the time. Most challenge packs are going to include a 1-year membership to Beachbody On Demand, as well as their first month of Shakeology. Sorry, I totally stuttered over that word. So it's going to usually be that, but there's add-ons that are available for that. If somebody already has Beachbody On Demand, they might be enrolling with what's called a completion pack. So for example, a lot of my clients, they already have Beachbody On Demand. They could then order a completion pack where they could get their performance line, or they could get Shakeology as well as Morning Meltdown. And it was just a lower price because they already have the Beachbody On Demand. My suggestion to you is to actually click on the shop tab in your coach, in your Beachbody. If you just go to teambeachbody.com, click on shop before you log in and actually look at what some of those challenge pack options are. Number two, you are going to be on your fitness journey. So if your coach doesn't yet have you in an actual challenge group, you want to get into a challenge group. So actually send them a message now and say, hey, I'm not in the challenge group. Can you make sure that I get to be a part of one? So message them and let them know what program you are going to be doing. I know a lot of us are in the trenches of Morning Meltdown, which is fantastic. But if you aren't doing that one, just let your coach know which one you're doing. Number three, we're going to talk about how to actually launch your business. And number four, this is something we'll go into detail about a little bit later within this training. But we want to achieve what's called Emerald rank. And that is really where you open the doors to our compensation plan, because you have onboarded 2 personally sponsored coaches. So just like you have enrolled as a personally sponsored coach, this month our goal is to also do the same thing. We're going to enroll 2 personally sponsored coaches. And then we're going to be tracking the behaviors and we're going to be practicing those vitals. So we're going to be doing those things that we just talked about. All right, let's see. Next slide. Okay, so I had shown you guys this book. It's called The Rise Up Planner by my friend Moira, who created this as a way of kind of keeping everything in one place. But if you really, you don't want to purchase this, you don't have to. The Success Club Activity Tracker is right in your Coach Online office, and you can access that by going into your Coach Online office. And this should look familiar to all of you guys at this point. So when you log in, you are logged in. You can go to training, and I think it's under Success Club System, but I'm going to double check. Yes, so if you go on training and click Success Club System, you are going to see the Success Club Activity Tracker. So that is what I showed you here. There is also another sheet that's right below it that basically allows you to just write in your contacts when you contact them, as well as when you follow up. So you can have that access as well. And then if you want a little bit more just information about how to use the tracker, simply click on the video that's available.
Hey, coaches.
And you'll be able to learn more there as well. All right, so let's kind of go back to this. Okay, so first things first, we gotta talk about our transformation. We gotta start focusing on getting started on the actual journey of starting to make our transformations happen. So it's our job to start and finish a program. And I have to time out for a second, because how cool is our job? Our job is actually to take care of ourselves. Like, how can I not be grateful for that? Like, my job is actually to make sure that I am taking care of myself. And when I think about that, like as a basis, like as a foundation of success in this business, it's not about getting the ripped abs. It's not about having the perfect body, but it is really about giving yourself this energy, this confidence, and really starting to smile more and be more energetic. And you're on that journey and you get to gift that to other people. Like, how cool is our job? So here's the deal. Your first things first is to make sure that you start on your transformation. So the very first thing I want to say to you is start documenting that. Like, you are on your journey as a way of not just proving to yourself that you deserve to take care of yourself, but that you also want to show other people that they deserve that too, and that they're very capable of doing it. And so what I did when I first started, and I still do today, is I actually start sort of journaling it on my Instagram stories, on IG. That's my primary place, or on my Facebook. I have a business page. If you use a personal page, that's fine too. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna start actually tracking your results. And if you just popped on, you guys make sure your lines are muted. I know I sound like a broken record. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I think we got it. I think we got it. All right. All right. So you're going to talk about that journey. You're going to talk about it. You're going to be vulnerable. You're going to show other people what it is. You're not going to give people all the glamorous and talk about how easy it is. you're going to talk about the gritty part of it too. So my suggestion is to start sharing that on stories, but also from a standpoint of, I am in this and you're invited to do this too. So if you look at my stories, for example, on my page, the one thing that I talk about is doing this together as a couple, you know, working towards my husband's upcoming goal that he has. And I talk about it on my grid, and I share that it's not always easy, and I share about showing up for myself. So you want to start sharing that. So if you have not yet taken your before pictures, that's like job number one. And I know, even as I tell my clients this, they go, oh, I don't want to do it. Do I really have to? Totally, you do have to. It's your job. And later down the road, it's going to give you the opportunity to share it with other people who are needing that as like sort of that guiding step. All right. So you can't just do the workouts and then show up later. You're coming into it in the middle of the process. You're sharing it as you go. That is how trust is going to be built. And it's okay to share those struggles and those setbacks. So what we're going to do to get started is we are actually going to sign 3 people up exactly how we started. So one thing that Beachbody does for new coaches is they have this program called Success Starter. And so if you've just signed up either last month or in the last couple of days, you can totally take advantage of this. Success Starter is a program that is designed to help people start and achieve results right away. When you earn your first 3 months of Success Club, either if you signed up last month, that would be August, September, October, or if you achieved last month, it would be July, August, October, or no, July, August, September. Sorry, I missed a month. No matter what, if you achieve those first 3 months of Success Club, and that is helping 3 people and signing them up with challenge packs, you actually get your ticket to Coach Summit totally paid for, which is amazing. So how are you going to actually start showing up and sharing this with people? So number one, I want you to think about friends or family that you have talked to about weight loss or business before. Number 2, who are the people you can reach out to and partner with? And number 3, who might be interested in this business opportunity as well? So when I started, just a side note, I actually signed up my husband. He was the very first person that I wanted to help, and I also understood the business model. So I understood that signing him up first in my organization was allowing what we call volume to accrue underneath him as well. And although this might not yet make sense, as you grow your business, it is a gift to have a spouse at the very top of your organization. He was the very first person I signed. The second person I signed was a friend who I was doing, I believe, Weight Watchers with at the time. And we were always on this sort of yo-yo sort of diet, and we were going back and forth with our weight, and we would talk about it and keep each other accountable. And so I signed her up as a coach too, so that we could begin doing the business together. So ask yourself those questions, like, who makes the most sense for me to do this business with? Like, who are the people that I know would either really be supportive of me as a coach, or who are the people that I would actually love to build this business with? So sending them a message that says, hi, I just did a thing, totally signed up as a health and fitness coach, and I'm going to be doing a new program. It's a 100 program, and I'm going to lose these 10 freaking pounds for good. Here are my coach's results. And she put a picture of Melanie's. She lost 30 pounds by doing these workouts and nutrition plan, and she has 2 kids. So I know if she can do it, I can too. Will you do this with me? We can keep each other accountable, knock the cookie out of our mouths when we want to cheat. LOL, let me know what you think. We start in 10 days. Again, you can tell that this message was probably sent to someone she's pretty close with. So this is a very like laid back sort of one as well. Here are a couple of other examples. Oh, wait, before I go over that, let me do this real quick. Okay. I'm just going to show you guys these ones, and then I'm going to go back a little bit. So first thing that I did is I actually sent an email out to people that I knew from college and people that I had talked to about just this journey. So I just basically gave them the details about the programs, what I was doing with Beachbody, and offered them an opportunity to join me as well. So I sent an informational email out about it. But I also want to share with you guys a couple of really, really great posts that were done by coaches in our organization that yielded really amazing results. And you can read them, you can screenshot them. I'm kind of going to move this over here so you guys can see. But these are just a few of them. So one of them says, y'all, this struggle is real, and I'm on the far right. The weight loss struggle that is, especially since having my son, initially the weight seemed to fall off, but these last 15 pounds have been such a struggle. I seem to do good during the week, but when the weekend comes, one cheat meal leads to two, and so on and so on. And then we play, I'm just going to start over again on Monday. By Monday, all of my accomplishments through the week are gone, and I'm back to square one. It's like a vicious cycle. Anyone else play that game? But guys, I've had this really cool opportunity to come up. Today I started working with a certified nutritionist with a program that just launched. So she's referring to be Mindset. I'm super excited to learn about the program that is shifting from mindset behind weight loss with cutting out and without cutting out major food groups and still allowing me to eat those larger portions. I also love her motto, allowing yourself the treats that you really want. And what's really cool is this nutritionist created this program by losing 100 pounds herself. So she speaks from firsthand experience. Anyways, I have the opportunity to invite 10 of my friends along with me. I'm so excited, you guys. So again, you can see that she gives people sort of this call to act at the end of it, lets them know what she is doing without revealing exactly what it is. And each one of these sort of does that as well. But then I also encourage you to have like a call to action. Once people read that post, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to like drop an emoji? Do you want them to send you a message? Do you want them to like raise their hand up? Like, what do you want them to do with the information that you sent? So right now in your head, you guys should be thinking about, well, what do I want to post? What do I want to share? What do I want to kind of have as my like coming out post? And these are great ideas that you can use as a guide. So remember, when you're going to be sharing that you're a coach, I would do it two ways. The first way I would do it would be privately to the people you know would support you no matter what. That's your spouse, your mom, your bestie, and even privately to the people that you genuinely want to build a business with. Whether that's a girl that you went to high school with that you were like, she would just rock at this. I don't care who it is, but we have to start saying to ourselves, okay, who are those first people that I want to work with? The second thing that we do is we actually start sharing it on social media. The tip that I have that I feel very bold about is I don't like come out and say, I am a Beachbody coach. I talk about what I work on. I talk about the work that we do. I talk about what people are going to receive. It elicits this idea of curiosity behind it and interest in it. And then once you do this first post, what you then can do is start putting out these little jabs about the workouts, about your nutrition, about the accountability group that you're a part of. And you're constantly sending out these little itty bitty messages to people who are just curious about what you're doing. I also want to tell you, you have a couple other things that you want to be aware of with regard to inviting. Hold on, let me take a sec. Here are my suggestions for what you can invite to. If you have just started MN100 and you are on like one of the first 10 workouts, go ahead and invite to that. I mean, for me, I am still bringing in people into my current MM100 group, and I'm just encouraging them to get started exactly where they are. So if you have people who are interested in doing MM100 and they want to join a group, make sure it's okay with your upline, but get them into that group. For me, the next group that I am going to be inviting to is going to be August 19th of preseason, and August 26th is going to be the official start date. Reach out to your upline and ask them when their next group is. It might be a little bit different, but I know for me, these are the dates, all right? And realize too that objections are going to happen. a couple other things just to give you guys the heads up about. You should have received in your email what's called promo codes. And promo codes are going to give you $10 coupons for your clients. So if somebody signs up with a challenge pack that is valued over, I think, $150, you then can give them a $10 promo code. They're going to get $10 off. It's a great way to share that in your initial invites, even if you add it as like a, hey, and I also have this opportunity to give 3 people $10 coupons just for trying it out. That's another great way to share it as well. If you're looking for a few other tips and strategies, my suggestion would be to listen to last week's National Wake Up Call. And that is on the Team Beachbody 411 page. I'll show you that real quick. So this is the 411. Sorry, my kids are yelling at the background. If you go into the 411 page, you click here. And then you will see the National Wake Up Call. They had one today. The one that I am referring to, though, is last week's. So you just scroll down a little bit more. You get a bobblehead, too, when you hit Success Club this month. So that's exciting. Scroll, scroll, scroll. You also have, there it is. So here it is. I would just listen to that National Wake Up Call because it gives you really great feedback about how to use those promo codes. All right. We went over that. We went over that. All right. So now that we have done our coming out post, we're going to be posting a little bit more about life as a coach, right? So you're still the same person. You are not like a Beachbody robot. And if you are, you're gonna be like, why isn't anybody like listening to me? Instead, I want you to start thinking about like, what can you do to add value to somebody else's life that incorporates a little bit of what you're learning through your groups, through the nutrition, through the workouts, anything. So here are some things that I include in mine. I give people like just my daily life. So in a nutshell, when I think about Katie on the daily, who she is and what she stands for, I'm a boy mom. We are always at hockey. I'm a cancer survivor, so I talk a lot about life post-cancer. I talk about just how I work out. When I work out, I always sweat for something bigger than just calories burned. I talk a lot about body confidence. Things that I don't tend to talk a lot about is actual nutrition. I don't actually talk about that because it's not really Katie. And that's okay because I'm still Beachbody. I'm still a coach. It's just not my wheelhouse. And so that's kind of my way of sort of personalizing it a little bit. But a couple other things you're going to see coaches post about are life, just things that happen in their life. Tips, strategies, workout clips. I am always going to have my workout clips on my IG stories. Sometimes I talk about product use. You're going to see me talk about my Go-Go Juice, which is, of course, my Energize. I am going to talk about, getting enough water in. So I'll talk about like just a product that I love. It's called Stir, and how it helps me like make sure that I get enough water in. I'm going to talk about Morning Meltdown 100, but I'm not going to call it that. I'm actually going to call it the hashtag 100 Workout Challenge. And every day I'm sharing just what workout I'm on and what I learned through that workout. You might be somebody who talks about healthy meal prep. And then every once in a while, like every 9 posts, I'm actually going to do a call to act where it's going to be talking about like, if you are interested in joining my upcoming group, if you want to know more about what I do. And I'm always jabbing it out there, but I'm also giving people more information. So my stories, and I describe it like this. My stories, when you look at my IG stories, it's like opening a magazine cover and seeing all of the things inside. My grid is a little crisper. It's a little cleaner. And so not all of it is going to be about what I do as a coach. But I am very, very liberal whenever I go into my stories and sharing my journey. But you're just being you. You're just letting people know, too, that you have a service to offer as well. So I think to myself, Katie, what can I do to offer value? Like, how can I add value to somebody's life? And some days it's a post about life post-cancer. And some days it's a really cool transformation picture. And some days it's about something that I've learned about with grocery shopping. Or some days it's just about being a boy mom. And so I give people these little snippets and nuggets of my life, and I just share unapologetically. My rule of thumb is 10 to 15 stories a day. I know that some of us might be saying, okay, but that seems like a lot. I've never used stories before. Like I said, it's going to take a little bit of time. 10 to 15 isn't really. Usually like 4 of mine are sort of workouts anyway. And then I will only post to my grid about 1 time a day, maybe 2. I just find that that's plenty for what people to kind of like be able to scope it out and see what it's about. So don't put this enormous amount of pressure on yourself to be posting all the time, but instead say, am I adding value? Am I focused on like, adding value to people's lives and sharing things with them? And then in your stories, you can be a little bit more personal. All right, so how to post if you're thinking about the MM100 and that's your focus. Start creatively creating like hashtags for it. So for me, it's the hashtag 100 workout challenge. For you, it might be something else that has to deal with like that mindset, morning mindset, or whatever it might be that makes people a little bit curious. Number 2, start sharing just some standard workout tips and things you're learning through this process of being in the group. Talk about product use. If it's the first time you've ever used Energize, just share it on your social media. Create that excitement and that curiosity without coming out and saying what the product is. You're going to talk about maybe healthy meal prep. And then you can often ask an invite or promote, or you're going to promote group poll call to action. Recognize, shout out, create that FOMO for people to see, like, wow, that looks really cool. And then document your journey. Use that social media, just like we talked about at the beginning of the call. Okay, so when it comes to the business, what are the expectations? Number 1, these are my tips. These are just my tips as you get started. And this is as a woman who started her business as a full-time teacher. So I was busy. I mean, I didn't have time to create a full-time business with Beachbody. I had a full-time job. And so what I did was I said, okay, Katie, what can I commit to? So number 1, I committed to 1 hour a day of building my business. And that didn't count my workout. So I knew that if I was going to commit to my business, that meant I was creating quality content. That also meant that I was focused on these vital behaviors that I was given by my coach. She was sharing the ones that I shared with you. And then for accountability, and this is on you, I shared my tracker with my coach. I would say to her, Melanie, like, these are my goals. I really want to be able to get the groceries paid for. This is what I did this week. And she would be able to look at it and say, okay, Katie, this is really great, but I noticed you actually only posted twice this week. So if you only posted twice this week, is that in line with what your goals are? Like, are you going to be able to achieve your goals if you're not really doing the action? And it created this conversation between the two of us that allowed us to really, really focus on the activities that needed to happen because they were right in front of me. I could see what I was and what I wasn't doing. So that's that piece that I would encourage you to do. And your coach isn't going to hunt you down for your tracker. That's on you. It's on you. If you want to show up for this business and show your coach that you're serious about it, show her the tracker. Show her that you are actually invested in your business, that you're really doing the things. Number 4, like be so willing to fail. You're going to. And the more comfortable you get with things just not going the way you want them to, the more curious you can become. And Alana from 2B Mindset says it best. She said, and it just has stuck with me since I learned it, is you can't be angry and curious at the same time, right? So if you're having this month and you're feeling like, I started my business and no one liked my post, or I just saw, Susan, and Susan has all of these people who are signing up for her group and I have no one. Get curious and ask yourself, like, well, why? Like, what is it that I can change or shift, or how can I maybe talk to my upline and kind of discuss the things that I think are happening? And just that conversation sometimes helps. True story. When Melanie and when Melly's first started, we were sharing this story at an event not too long ago. She had an upline in her organization who was this like really petite, super, super cute, blonde bombshell. And she had no kids. And so really like her life was an eternal spring break. And so the girl had created this booty boot camp, and she had her bikini on and she looked super, super adorable in it. And Melanie was postpartum. Melanie was just trying to get her jeans on. Melanie wasn't even remotely thinking about wearing a bikini to go to the beach or be on spring break and partying it up like a rock star. And so what she noticed in that first month of coaching was she was promoting the same product, but the route she was taking to promote that product was very different than the route that somebody else was taking. And so when we understand that we all have the same thing to offer people, but who we're offering it to changes, we can get just really curious about, well, how can I promote this? Like, what can I do just a little bit differently that's going to help me reach the audience that needs my words, that needs my encouragement? Clearly, Melanie is doing very, very well, but she also understood that if she was trying to market to a spring break group, it wasn't going to work. And I want you to ask yourself those same questions, like, who do I want to talk to? Who do I want to support? If I loaded up a challenge group with people who were going to get these amazing results, what would they look like? What do we want them to feel? Like, how do we want to work together? What's their nutrition going to look like? How is our group going to communicate? Are we going to be dropping GIFs? Or are we going to be asking questions? Are we going to be giving loaded responses? Are we going to talk in emojis? Like, you start to visualize the type of people that you want to work with, and you become more confident in it. But you have to understand there's going to be a little bit of failure with that as well, all right? And then we are going to achieve Success Club. And we're not going to do it by July 31st because that has come and gone. We are going to do that by August. I think it's 30. There's 31 days, right? Yeah, 31 days in August. So we're going to do that by August 31st. But here is the deal. Just a reminder, Success Club is helping 3 people with a challenge pack. And the challenge pack is really everything they need to achieve amazing results. You have your accountability, you have your nutrition, and you have your workout, whether it's Beachbody on Demand or Morning Meltdown or whatever it might be. We have some chaos in our house. So I just kind of wanted to make sure you guys knew that part of it too. And then lastly, we're going to make sure that we are subscribed to that Team Beachbody 411 page and also the Beachbody Champions page as well. All right. Couple more things that I kind of want to make sure you guys are in tune to. This is the last thing I'll say, is that personal development piece, which is a vital behavior. 2 books that you can start with that I think are really good is going to be Get Over Yourself by Romney Neustadt, who is, she is in network marketing. She's in another business model, but she has some really great tips and strategies. The Compound Effect is a great one by Darren Hardy. And then there is one more, and I'm listening to it on audio, but it's great for us as we kind of begin working with challengers and with coaches. But it's a book, but I like to take notes, so I got the participant guide too. This is The 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader by John Maxwell. And John Maxwell is like the grandfather of personal development. So many great takeaways and nuggets for us. So this is just another one that I would suggest. All right, and then it's not on a slide, but the last thing, hold on. The last thing that I want to suggest, you guys, is our calls, like our team calls and stuff. So every Monday at 12 o'clock, using the same link that you had today, we're going to be here. It's either going to be me or Melanie or Megan, but we're going to be here and we're going to be troubleshooting. We're going to be talking about your goals. We're going to be talking about like why rank advancement matters. We're going to be talking about income. We're going to be talking about like just growth and development. All right. So that is going to be every Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern. Every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern, so right before that, is our National Wake Up Call. And that is, you can get it right on Facebook. You can listen to it as a podcast. You can even call in. You can even dial in to get that call as well. Personally, I am never able to listen to it live, but I schedule it in. If you have a commute to work or if you have somewhere that you're going, plug it into the car and just start listening to it. But make that commitment to be there once a week to that. And the third thing, and this is big because I never really think to share this because I just did it, but I realize a lot of people treat it as optional. Every Monday at 9 o'clock, you have a team call. And Melanie will give you a link to one. I give my team a link to one. Sometimes they're linked together. Sometimes they're a little bit separate. But no matter what, being on those team calls gives you permission to actually get to know your team, to actually start asking questions, to get more involved, to show up. And when you start to show up on the calls and really be part of the community, you're not doing the business alone. You're having fun by building it together. And so on Monday nights at 9, I do encourage you with every bone in my body, and even though it sometimes isn't convenient, to make that a priority to be on their live. And that really, that Monday mentality of my Coach Basics call at 12, my National Wake Up Call, and then my team call, it gets you inspired for the week ahead. So that no matter what failures, setbacks, or struggles you might have, you're like, I'm good to go. So this was a lot. I hope that I have not overwhelmed, because we don't get overwhelmed and we're grateful for everything that we have. But I want to give you guys just a couple minutes to ask any questions that you kind of have in your head right now, and just anything that's kind of going on. Or if you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. Maybe that's how you're feeling. I don't know. But do you guys have any questions for me? Hi, Misty.
Hi.
Hi, Fred.
I didn't know if you wanted me to unmute or to type it in.
I love that you're unmuted and you can totally.
Okay. One thing I know is like super important, but I have never like started or done, is emailing with my customers. Should I start that right now, or should I stay focusing on what we've talked about?
Okay. So current customers.
Yes.
So my suggestion is, here's what I do. I send out a monthly to people who aren't necessarily in a group. And then weekly, I send out my challengers, like people who are current on Shakeology or they're working with me in a group. I kind of send them a reminder email for the things that we're focusing on. So for example, we're getting into week 2 of Morning Meltdown. And so one thing that I'm sending out to them is, hey, are you drinking your water? Are you frustrated because you didn't see the scale move? Like, let's not get frustrated. Let's actually think about our nutrition. I'm giving them a couple of pieces of advice. So I'm just adding a little bit of extra value there with emails. But monthly, I try to send out at least one customer email that tells them, hey, I'm going to be doing a sneak peek on this date. This is the product that's on sale. I have promo codes. So anyone who isn't really current on an order, I send them that.
Okay. Do you create all of your emails like right in Gmail, or do you use a program to make it?
So I use Kajabi, but you don't need to use Kajabi. So Kajabi it's just because over 7 years I have like thousands of people.
Right.
But you can use MailChimp. You can use Constant Contact. That's another one. You can even use the Team Beachbody ones as well. You can use their email system as well.
Okay.
Yep. Jessica, the name of the book is called 21 Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. And this is the participant guide, but you'd want the book. I just have the book on audio. So John Maxwell, you cannot go wrong with. We are just I use this one in another group. And what I have found is this is just very basic. And here's the thing, like you might be saying, well, I don't have a team yet. I'm not a leader, but you are. Like anytime you show up for at least one person, you're leading. And this really helps us develop, conversations with our clients. A lot of times people like don't want to communicate some of their fears or some of their struggles because they're afraid of being judged. And books like this really help us get better about communicating with other people too. So yeah, I do. Like I'm such a personal development junkie. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, even like I read a fiction book when I was on vacation last week, and the whole time I'm writing in the margins personal development. Like I can't not make things personal development now at this point in my life. It's probably annoying to the people around me, but they deal with it. All right, guys, any other questions for you? Really enjoyed this. Thank you. Can I get the recording of this? Yep. Excellent. That's okay. Do you have your own website? I do. Mine's just Katie, Katy, KatieUrsta.com. I'll put it in here for you. And yeah.
I have a quick question.
Sure. I don't know where I'm looking though. Oh, is this Lizzie? I heard someone for a second. That was weird.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
yeah.
Helen?
You're good.
So a lot of people that I'm close with, like family members and stuff like that, I do want to help them, and they'll say things like, I'm really fat, and make comments like that. And I want to be supportive and helpful in this journey with them. But how do do you have any tips for saying, like, basically that, you should get on this journey without insulting them?
Yeah. First, it's a private conversation. So it's more like, for me, this is like how I approached it. It's more of a one-on-one. So if it's like different people in your family or friends, it's like calling them and saying, you know what, I have had you on my mind. I remember like last week or last month when you said, I'm so fat or whatever it was, and it has stuck by me. And I want you to know, I feel like I've found a solution for me. I've never felt better. Like, you kind of insert your story. I would love to actually help you with this. And when you come from it, that in a way that's like reminding them, like you heard them, like you listened to what that they said, and that you're going to do this with them. It's different than just saying, like, I'm trying to sell you a product. And even if you approach it, Kayla, from the standpoint of like, in my heart, like I kept kind of wanting to go back and forth, like, in what I wanted to say, because I would never want you to feel like I'm trying to sell you something. But I really believe that this is a solution, and I have seen it work for other people, for me, for whatever. And just for me personally, like it would be a one-on-one conversation.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, totally. Those are hard ones too. And I'll be honest with you, like even in my own family, those are the hardest because they mean the most to you. They mean the most to you because you want people to be healthy and you want them to take care of themselves. And when you're committed, you're also like personally investing in them. And that's hard. So I get that. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I think it's Alana. Suggestions to get back to Emerald after a surge of interest and then losing people. So the same way that you would invite people to a challenge group, you invite them to coaching. So the same exact way you got to Emerald, you do it again, and it's more of a mindset thing. And for those of you who aren't really sure what that means, like back to Emerald, just basically every month, make it a goal to keep going Emerald. And when you have that mindset of, I'm in Emerald every month, I'm in Emerald every month, I bring in 2 coaches every month, this is just what I do, you start to develop the mindset of, oh, this is just easy, like I can just do this. So that same invitation process you use to get there is the same one you still use now. Same thing. But it's an energy thing. It's like that positive thought thing. Like, oh gosh, this is so easy. I totally do this. Cool. All right, so excited to welcome all of you guys into the organization. Next week, this week, I really want you to focus on a couple things. The promo codes, your launch post, if you've not done it yet, and then sharing your journey. So if you've not done your launch post, if you've not sent out that first email, we really want to focus on getting those first few people signed up. So at this week, make it your goal. Say, I'm totally going to hit SC by the end of this week. This is no problem. I've got this. I know 3 people. I'm going to invite 30. You know, like that is your mindset when you go into it. Line yourself up with the personal development book that you want to read, whether it's Rami Newstad or it's John Waxwell or it's Darren Hardy or heck, maybe it's all 3. I'm not sure. But you want to line yourself up with that. And then you're focused on sharing your journey. Okay, whatever that may be, whether it's Morning Meltdown 100 or it's another program, you're going to focus there. All right. So you guys, do you have any other questions for me? I took no photos, so I'm taking one now. Smile. My kids are so loud, and I'm so sorry. They go back to school on the 22nd, and I'm so excited. So, all right, you guys, I hope you all have a great day. It was great chatting with you. I'm so excited to rock this month with you and just have fun doing it. So, and I'll see some of you guys on the call tonight at 9. Bye, guys. Have a great day.